Hi everyone, happy Wednesday. Hope you're all doing well. Welcome to today's yin practice. So for yin, I have a pillow and a blanket just off to the side here. I just wanted to start the live a little bit earlier than usual, just to kind of give you guys the heads up. Hi everyone, in terms of what you'll need for the yin practice today. So generally, yin is a more passive practice where we utilize a lot of props, and I understand that not everybody has props at home. So for today's practice, I've got a blanket. You can also use a towel as well. I've got an extra pillow, this green pillow over here. I have blocks off to the side just as a frame of reference. You're welcome to use that if you have it. Any other yoga props that'll help you feel comfortable are welcome in this practice as well. So I'll just give everyone a few moments to join in and get settled on your mat. And we're going to be doing our opening meditation in a seated posture. So if you want to use your props underneath your seat to get comfortable, feel free to do so, and we'll get started in just a few moments. So just waving to everyone, waving to me. Thank you. All right. So we'll get started with our practice and we'll come into our seated meditation. Just take a moment here to really find a sense of grounding on your mat. You can close your eyes or just soften your gaze. Align the back of your head with the back of your hips. Let your shoulders come down and away from your ears. And let the crown of your head reach upwards. Bring a sense of alertness to the spine. Find a sense of ease as well. Find that comfort in this position as best you can. And just notice your breath. Don't try to change the lengths of your inhales or exhales. Just notice how you are feeling today. How does that correspond with the in-breath and out-breath? Pay close attention to where you feel that tension or that tightness in your body. Direct your breath into those places. Support and create space. Inhale and exhale. And as we pause here, let's start to set our intention. Let's choose a single word or a short phrase and repeat it silently to ourselves 3 times. Remember that at any point, if you become distracted or your mind begins to wander, just come back to your breath. Anchor back to the intention that you are cultivating here on your mat. Let's bring our hands together at our hearts. And we'll take 3 breaths here. Let's all inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Inhale. And exhale. Let's bow our heads to our hands. Take this moment to feel that connection with the earth, the body and breath, and with our intention. And then we'll gently release the hands and open our eyes. All right. Okay, so the first posture we'll be coming into will be a seated butterfly, and we'll be doing this supported. So you can use your folded blanket or your pillow. And we're all going to take this seated position by bending the knees and planting the feet on the ground in front of us. What you'll do now is take your pillow or your prop and just slide it underneath your legs. Give yourself a little bit of cushioning here. And as we start to come into the pose, you may find that you want to move the flesh away from your sit bones. Maybe if you have an extra prop, you can also sit on top of that if that helps keep you upright. Now, once everything is in place, you're going to open the knees out to the sides and bring your soles of the feet together in the center. So you're forming a diamond shape with your legs. And just ease into the pose. For some of us, our knees might be floating in the air still. That's what that pillow is here for. You're welcome to add an extra prop if you need that extra support. And just let this unfold organically. It's not about pushing the knees down, it's just letting them open to wherever they fall. Feet together in the center. Maybe you stay upright here. Maybe you place your hands down beside you or behind you and tent the fingers so you can bring a little bit of lift into the chest. That might open up your inner thighs and groin. For some of us today, maybe your practice is in folding forward. Do this motion very slowly. Use your exhale to fold forward. Plant your hands down in front. Now, because this is a yin variation, I can encourage you to curl your spine if that feels best. I want you to relax the shoulders here. I want you to feel that release in your lower back and in your mid-back. Go into the pose mindfully. Notice your breath. Make whatever adjustments you need to so that you can feel the stretch, but it's a position that you can hold for another 1.5 minutes. For a yin practice, we generally hold the postures for about 3 minutes or longer. So if at any point you need to come out of a pose before I cue a transition, please feel free to do so. Come out of the pose slowly. Maybe come into some gentle movements or just rest on your back. Maybe you'd like to lie on your side. Just find a quiet position. Notice if you feel any other tension in your body. So if you're clenching your teeth, try to soften the jaw. Relax your facial muscles. Let your fingers and toes soften. Maybe you find that you're able to sink deeper the longer you hold this pose. For our transitions, we're going to come into a single transitional breath. I'm going to ask you to inhale and count 4 seconds. Ask you to pause the breath. And then cue the exhale and count another 4 seconds. If you're uncomfortable with following the breath count, just maintain your natural breathing pattern. And let's all come together for that single transitional breath. Please start with the exhale, let it out freely. And then we'll inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, and pause your breath. Exhale, 4, 3, 2, 1. Let's gently come out of the pose. If you are folded forward, lift back into that upright position. Let's all meet here, and then you can use your hands to bring the knees back to the center. Soles of the feet are back on your mat. You can shift your prop from underneath your legs. And then feel free to come into your gentle movements. So that may mean stretching the legs out. That may mean rotating the ankles. Maybe you'd like to windshield wiper the knees side to side. Just bring some release and relief back to the body after that hold. Bringing a little bit of movement, some yang energy back to the body. And then we're going to pause here and find our stillness. So you may want to stay upright with the legs stretched out. You may want to lie back on your mat. Maybe you want to come into a cross-legged position, just whatever feels comfortable for you. Just a position where you are able to really turn your attention inwards and just notice what's changed or how you're feeling. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes here. And we'll come together. Let's take a deep breath in through the nose. And we'll release it out through the mouth. So our next posture will be a Sphinx. So this is a gentle back bend, and we're going to all be lying on our bellies. If you'd like, you can take an extra blanket and place it underneath your hips and belly. So you'll place this underneath, in the center of your mat. That way you'll have that cushioning in the midsection. This is optional. You don't have to do this if you're comfortable on your belly as is. So you can, and once everything's in place, you can lie on your belly in the center. Separate your feet, separate your legs so they're at least mat distance apart, and relax the toes. So if they're naturally curled under, just encourage them to release. You'll lift up onto your elbows and forearms. Elbows are underneath the shoulders, fingers are spread wide, hands are facing forward. And this is our Sphinx. Now take your time coming into the pose. You want the hips and belly to feel quite heavy and grounded. Breathe into your lumbar spine. So if you notice that the lower back is a little aggravated or you're having trouble maintaining this posture, a great option is to slide your hands and elbows a little towards the top of your mat, and that's going to decrease the back bend. Maybe the hands remain apart, or maybe you want to clasp the hands together in front of you. Maybe you'd like to place them underneath your chin so that your head is elevated. Maybe you'd like to close your eyes here. Find that steady and even breath. We'll spend another 1.5 minutes here before our transitional breath count. Feel a gentle lift in your chest. Feel that heart reaching forward. Feel the crown of your head upwards. Hips and belly are grounded. Toes reaching out behind you. Keep the jaw relaxed as well. Steady inhales and exhales, another 30 seconds, and we'll come into our single transitional breath. Really focus your breath here on where you need that release in the body. Breathe into the belly, into the hips, into the legs, low back, middle back, upper back, into your shoulders, into your chest and rib cage. And for our transition, I'm going to offer an option that will add a little bit more yang or a little bit more heat to this back bend. If you would like, and if it feels comfortable for your body today, you can lift the feet up into the air behind you. Big toes can touch. This is going to activate the quads, bring a little bit more intensity to the pose. If you're uncomfortable with this, just bring the legs back down behind you. Let's come into that single transitional breath. Please exhale freely. And then we'll inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4. And pause your breath. Exhale. 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's slowly come out of our back bend. Lower the legs down behind you if they were lifted, and gently lower all the way down to the earth. Maybe use your hands to support your head here. And you can take a moment for some gentle movements. So maybe you want to sway the hips side to side. Maybe you'd like to lift your feet into the air and windshield wiper them left to right. Another great option is maybe lifting up, coming into a tabletop, maybe a few cat and cows. Maybe some swaying back and forth, feeling that release here. And then we'll come into our resting position. You're welcome to remain on your belly or roll onto your back. Another wonderful option is coming into a child's pose, and that's going to help release your lower back. Let's all close the eyes here. Let's find that stillness. Digest your experience of that pose. Let's take a deep inhale through the nose. Release it out through the mouth. All right, let's come into our last sequence before our Shavasana. And we're going to end our practice with our twists. You can keep your blanket where it is on the mat if you're using it. This will provide some extra cushioning in your twist. Or you can fold it up, move it off to the side, and use it for propping the legs for the twist. And we're going to start with the right side of the body. So you can shift your props over to the left side of your mat and lie on your back in the center. Let's hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Maybe draw small circles in the ceiling. And then we'll keep our right knee tucked in and extend our left leg out on the ground. Let's hold the right knee with the left hand and take the breath in. As you release the breath out, gently bring the knee over to the left, touch down to your prop. Allow that leg to find the support. Maybe you roll onto the left side to help you come into the twist. Maybe this is where your practice is today. Maybe this is enough of a decompression in your lower back. However, if it's in your range of motion, when you're ready, that right arm will come out beside you. Let the palm come face up. Maybe that arm is shoulder height. Maybe it's a little bit lower to accommodate a tight right shoulder. Maybe you gaze up or look over to the right side. Find that softness in this twist. Really release into the lower back. Use your exhales to really deepen into the twist. You choose what feels best for your body. Maybe you add extra props, or maybe you remove some extra propping. Notice where you feel the twist in your spine. Focus there. Find that space. We're going to spend another minute here, and then we'll come into our transitional breath. For this last breath count, I'm going to extend the count to 5. Going up to 5 seconds for the inhale and 5 seconds for the exhale. If you're uncomfortable with that increase in time, just maintain your breathing pattern. Find your expression of yin today. Let's relax the jaw. Let's separate the surfaces of our teeth. And let's exhale freely. And then we'll inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause your breath. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And Let's come out of our twist. Let's bring that right arm down close to the body. And bring our knee back to the center. Release that twist. Come into some gentle movements. Maybe you'd like to stretch the legs. Maybe you'd like to hug the knees into the chest. Rock side to side. Maybe windshield wiper. You could even lift the feet in the air and come to a brief happy baby. Bring some release into the lower back. And then we'll come straight into our twist on the opposite side. So you can take a moment and shift the props over to the right side of your mat. And once everything is in place, left knee tucked into the chest, and this time the right leg extends out onto the ground. Hold the left knee with your right hand. Deep breath in. And release it out. Bring that left knee over to the right. Touch down to your props. Move slowly and mindfully here. Maybe you roll onto the right side. Get into your twist. Allow these postures to happen with a sense of gentleness and ease. Maybe you stay on the right side of your body, or perhaps you are bringing that left arm out beside you with the palm face up. Shoulder height, maybe lowering it down slightly if that left shoulder is especially tight and uncomfortable. Again, different variations for all these postures. What matters is what the pose feels like. Work with how the body responds. Maybe you gaze to the left, or maybe you look up. And just focus the breath along the spine. Maybe you breathe into that left shoulder and into the chest and collarbone. Adjust your props as much as you need to as you settle in. We'll spend another minute here and come into our last extended transitional breath. Use the exhale to really deepen that twist. Really let go of whatever tension that you are holding in your lower back. Whatever tension that you are holding in your face. Let's soften the muscles around the forehead and eyes. Let's soften our fingers. Feel our left shoulder becoming heavy and releasing into the earth. That left knee feeling supported. The right leg is relaxed. And let's prepare for that last transitional breath. Relax your jaw. Let's exhale freely. And then we'll inhale. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and pause your breath. Exhale. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. And let's release from that twist. Bring that left arm down close to the body. Come back to the center, knee into the chest. And take a few moments for some final gentle movements. Bring that release back to the body, that relief. Move in a way that feels natural. And then when you are ready, we'll come into our final pose of Shavasana. Let the body relax. Feel free to use any props you'd like, maybe under the head, under the knees to help release the lower back. That's also a great option. Find a position that is comfortable and restful. One where you can really feel the effects of your practice. Back of the head in line with the back of your hips and shoulders away from the ears. Palms face up. Bring a slight tuck of the chin to your throat. Let your body feel heavy and surrender into your Shavasana. Let's take a deep breath in. And release the breath out. Final Shavasana. I'll end our practice with a reading of a poem called Hold or Let Go. This is written by William Fortune. Deep into ponderance, not to be confused by predicaments, pleading and plotting to bring pleasing, where once there was teasing. The composure overshadows the effort, so the struggle looks like ease. Onward and onward, sometimes upward, always outward. Ego shrinking the more I grow, learning and teaching, wisdom constantly seeking, fully knowing there is more to know. Chop wood, carry water, drink wisdom, share hope, be love. Let's begin to deepen our breath. Wiggle the fingers, the toes. Rotate the ankles and the wrists. And move the head gently left to right. We'll bring the arms up overhead and interlace the fingers. Take a deep breath in and stretch the body. And exhale, release. Roll over onto your side. Pause here for a moment and feel that reconnection with the earth. Check in with the body and breath. And reaffirm your intention. And we'll slowly come into a seated posture with hands together at our heart. And we'll end our time here. Let's take a deep breath in and release the breath out. We'll bow our heads to our hands. Express gratitude for this practice of self-love and self-care. And thank each other for sharing this energy. The light in me salutes the light in you. Namaste. Thank you all very much for sharing your practice with me. Have a lovely rest of your Wednesday. I hope you enjoyed that practice and that you were able to take a few techniques that you can maybe use after a more vigorous practice or when you need to slow down and find something a little bit more meditative. I look forward to practicing with you all soon, and until then, take care, be well, and I'll see you soon. Thank you. Bye.